Hi, I want to share with you some information about what I'll be doing in this evening's webinar, part 2 of the walk-in. I want to talk a little bit about our DNA and also about Mother Earth and why we're here and why it's difficult to be here and why there's fighting and different density and different levels of consciousness so much on this specific planet. Mother Earth, for me, the information I've been getting and my sense from childhood is that we are genetically modified, and our genetics is made up of many genetics from different stars, star nations, councils, the Galactic Council, and then the different star nations. So we're all star seeds, and we all have specific coding and parent stars, I'll call it. Now, some of us have more, for example, the Pleiadian star system, Sirius B, the Venetian system. It's different for everyone of the frequency or the coding that's in you or the blueprint that's in you from these different star nations. Each system, for example, the Pleiadians, have their own genetic coding of frequencies, and they connect in that system as a collective consciousness of a specific frequency and coding and level of consciousness. Then if you go to the Venetian system with the Venetians, they are also a different frequency. Now, each of these different nations have different gifts to offer to us. The Venetians, for example, they're very tall beings, beautiful beings, and they're pure love. And the body type reflects that. This beauty in them is represented in the system of their cells, their cellular information, the archetype of them, as they are giving transmissions of love. The gifts they have, the Venetians have for us, is they have the qualities to teach us how to transform fears and how to transform fear from the collective field with transmissions of soul love. Now, when I say love, it's on a soul love. It's a soul love. It's without words, it's a transmission. So they're giving us direct transmissions. Now, a lot of us have this already in our system. The problem, in a way, before was that we've too much density in our system, too much fear, too much unresolved emotions, separation, too much of the reptilian in our system, and they were not balanced. We are here on this planet to integrate and to accept each star system and each frequency of that specific coding in that system with love, acceptance and love. So that's why in this system on Mother Earth, there's so much fighting, there's so much on a human level, I will not say coherent, we're not really coherent with each other at all. And in each other's system, what I perceive is they're more coherent on their level of consciousness, and the whole collective of that system is coherent. Now, what is here is there. So I believe we have been all sent here with many different frequencies within us, within our DNA. And Our job was to resolve them and integrate them so they can be coherent with each other. That's what I believe is the reason we're here on planet Earth, that we can be coherent with all the frequencies, which then means that all the star systems can be coherent with each other. This for me is the only planet where we're, or maybe not, but that's, I don't know, just my sense, where it seems to be the main focus of all the systems of the councils. They're all focusing on us at this time. Well, they always have been, but at Mother Earth, because Mother Earth is the melting pot of integrating what is not integrated up there, if you know what I mean. So each system, each star system, have different levels of density and consciousness, and they don't mix well. They don't mix maybe at all in the system. So we are the ones who are here to live out what the collective on a universal level cannot live out. So we are here to transform each of the frequencies, each of the coding within us, so we can then balance the whole system, the whole galactic council, the whole universe. It's not just about here on Mother Earth. We are the ones who can balance the entire system. So there's no need for wars in the system when you do that. Now, the reptilian, for example, has more aggressive, more violent, and also very positive parts. They have a lot of intuition. They have this ability to be telepathic. And there's different levels of reptilians. So there's the first smaller level or the grades of the smaller ones who are more like servants, slaves. And then you have the stronger ones who are more telepathic and powerful. They're very powerful in a way, and more about the physical and more harsh, more rough, less emotional. Then you move up into the more spider, and we're going into more emotion, more destruction, more energy. And then you work higher and higher, and you go up to the Venetian, for example, which is pure transmissions of love, and they can integrate everything. They can transform everything with love, transmissions of soul love. So if they're met with a denser frequency, or they come up with also denser frequency, their way, instead of fighting, because when you go up to a level of consciousness, there is no need to fight. It's all love. So what they do is when they come across denser frequencies, they send transmissions of love. And you just keep sending love, and then that density starts raising its level of consciousness and matches then your level of consciousness, or is given the opportunity to. So in this evening's webinar, what I'm going to focus on, or what I've been guided to focus on, is first to integrate what's in our system, to clear the density, to clear the fear which is in the system, which we cleared mostly in the last one. And now we will go up higher. We will go up into the Syrian B, the Palladian, the Venetians. So that's where the Venetians, as I say, are the teachers of fear. And we can work through all the systems and activate all the systems which are inside us already. So these qualities are in us. Now, as I say, when we clear the density of the fear and the emotions, the unresolved emotions, then we can start raising our level of consciousness, and we can start integrating our own Palladian, our own Syrian B, our own Venetian, inner system, DNA-wise, and activate it cellularly in the system, and then give the transmissions of the creation. So you're moving up into more the creator state, the God state, source, whatever you feel resonates with you to call this connection. So we're moving into higher levels of consciousness. Before moving is to honor what's in our system. So the unresolved emotions, and to manage our emotions, and to manage also our fears. And then we activate who we really are. Yeah. Well, we are everything actually, but then we manifest and embody the creator aspect of our system and the higher levels of consciousness, with no judgments on the lower vibration consciousness, because they're all part of us. So it's all part of us. So this is what I'll be doing in this evening's webinar, is to first clear the denser frequencies and to regulate them, and then send, I feel the Venetians will support us clear the fears. And this will get stronger in your system, so you can really embody who you truly are and activate who you are into this physical aspect. Then you're living your own level of consciousness on the star system. You're connecting to pure consciousness and bringing it down to earth. This then will transform the field in you and around you and the collective field. So what I feel in all the webinars that we've been doing up to this is that we have been guided to work on our own density. And now it's the stage where we can embody our own coding, our own level of consciousness, and to activate that soul transmissions of love. So then we can be fully empowered to give these transmissions to everyone around us and the whole collective field. So what I got very strong the last 2 days is I got very strong that we are here, and that's why we're doing the webinars together as a group, to work on our own systems, so we can then come together in, we'll do world meditations together, because if you bring all of us together with the same level of consciousness, and we've worked through our fears, we've worked through our emotional issues, that makes us very solid. And if we come together in a group, then we can send these frequencies and transmissions out to everybody in the entire universe, the whole collective field. And this way, the whole system will transform. So the density will just collapse. The timelines, the tree, which is representing the timelines, so the branches which are not coherent with creation, which are happening on this planet at the moment, where people are making choices into creating a timeline, like a branch, which cannot be coherent, which will collapse because it's not creation. Every timeline you choose, which is not creation, it will collapse. So as the collective is making new choices, these choices, if they're not from the coherence of creation, these branches will collapse at some stage. And that's just how creation works. And then that person or the collective will have a new opportunity to have a new choice and create new timelines. So by us giving transmissions to the whole system, it's like you're clearing the denser clouds so you can see the sunlight. So if the clouds are lighter, because we're giving transmissions of love to those darker clouds, then it's easier for people to make new choices. and go into the more stronger timelines, which are coherent with creation for ourselves, for the collective, for the universe, for our future children. So that's what I feel we're here for, and that's what tonight's webinar will be about. It'll be about activating who you are on a soul level, activating the qualities, the soul qualities of love transmissions and new levels of consciousness. And also, I feel in that system, we will be supported to manage and transform our own fears. Because when you go to that level of consciousness, you can manage your fears. You can manage your emotions. So this is what tonight's webinar is about. And it's to be watched a few times, not just once. Because each time you watch it, it will clear more density, and then more of your star qualities will activate. So you'll have total embodiment of who you are on a soul level. So your starseed energy will activate in your DNA and in your cells and in your body. And you'll have direct connection with source, with your stars, with your star council and star knowledge. And you'll bring it to Earth in a more coherent, clear way. So maybe I see you at the webinar later on, or a future one. And I am excited to start again the World Meditations. This time we can go in very conscious, and we will have less density in our system, less fears, less trauma, less denser mindsets, limiting mindsets, and we can go in as creators and create a new Earth together. It's about doing it together. It's not an individual. Yes, we can do it as an individual. And we need each other to make those stronger timelines. And there's more of us that come into the system in more balanced, coherent ways with finer frequencies, and have transformed our own fears, our own illusions, our own emotions, unresolved emotions. Then we support everybody to do the same. So maybe I see you later, and thank you for all the support. I would be doing this without you. I would be doing it, but it wouldn't have the same impact. So I want to thank you all and all our guides and our star councils. And let's connect with who we really are on a soul level and bring down these new levels of consciousness into our bodies, into our lives, and into the world around us and the universe. So we can all be more coherent with each other, and the unresolved parts will simply just collapse, implode by themselves. Have a beautiful creator day. You're creating this day, and let's really become more conscious of that. Enjoy. Thank you.